have received many questions from teachers in Year 1 proposing the topic of, I have students that are unable to read CVC words, unable to spell CVC words, they don't have the precursors. What do I do? Now, we know that typically children read first, spell second, and write third, and that there's 2 primary skills that drive reading, 3 primary skills that drive spelling, and 7 to 10 primary skills that drive writing. So let's start with pre-reading. Now, first of all, before I even look at what to do, why does this happen? Why, if in the year prior to Year 1, and that those foundation precursors have been stimulated, why do these students still enter into Year 1? Sometimes these students have a genetic predisposition. A parent or a sibling could have dyslexia. English may be an additional language. They may possess speech and language delays. They may have had multiple ear infections when younger. Not all children are wired for literacy. That is why the precursors need to be developed solidly in that pre-primary year or that foundation school year, so that when they transition into Year 1, hopefully they only need a little top up of those precursors, and then we're well into literacy and into synthetic phonics. Some of you are crying out in email saying, I have a group of students in Year 1 that do not have that ability. They do not have those precursors. What do I do? So I'm going to direct you to implement the scheduling PLD resources or within your whole school literacy strategy, and particularly to pages 8 and page 9. Page 8 looks at a process that explores the 2 skills that drive reading. Page 9 looks at the precursors that drive spelling. The 2 skills that drive reading, to read this word, well, skill number 1 is there's a h, there's a a, and there's a t. The alphabet sound knowledge, and predominantly lowercase alphabet sound knowledge. Skill number 2 is being able to blend those letters together to say the sounds. In the email questions, a lot of the teachers have said that children are coming in and they don't have full alphabet sound knowledge, but they know lots of the sounds. But this skill here, the phonemic awareness skill of pulling those sounds together, is not there. So that a child may be able to say that's a h, that's a a, and that's a t, but they're unable to blend those sounds together. So up the top here it says, once you've done the little screens, it'll say, is it situation A or situation B? Are both, sorry, wrong side, are both skills not sufficiently developed, or is only one skill? And what I'm hearing from a number of teachers is that it's this skill, that inability to blend, that is still deficient. Now, what I'd like to do is direct you to the negative observations. So when assessing this, just to check if it is this area that is also complicating pre-reading, the instructions say, I'm going to say 3 sounds. Put them together and guess the word, or guess this word. G. Pull it together. Now, in terms of negative observations, when you say g, log, the face grimace, the look of cognitive strain, that's a negative observation. And a negative observation means it's coming, you just need to work it further because it's really, really still difficult. Some students, when you say g, log, the head bobbing, the looking up, chances are they are saying the sounds inside their head. Or g, log. Now, all of those examples are when children are demonstrating this skill, but it's still not sufficiently developed, and you're going to have complications across here. For some students, however, they get these wrong. So when you say they might say hog. There were 3 sounds, log, and they held on to the end 2 sounds. And when you say log, they say lot. Do they hold on to the first 2 or last 2 sounds? Well, you're 2/3 of the way there, but you're still not able to blend. And guess what? Those CVC words are going to be difficult. Or when you say l, do they say ladder and hold on to the first sound? Or do they say girl and hold on to the end sound? All of these indicate here's your point of difficulty, and you've got more to do there, and possibly with the alphabet. So with children that are struggling with CVC, you've got 2 options. One option is I've got to keep working these precursor skills over and over and over. Or another option is I'm going to do the precursors and CVC, precursors and CVC. What does that look like? What sound, and what sound? Don't say L, it's the, and don't say F, and what sound, working the alphabet sounds. Also the blending. I've got a picture here, it's a B, A, G, B, A, G, B, A, G. Or if children say hug or lug, reveal the picture. B, A, G, B, A, G, B, A, G makes bug. Fantastic. So working the precursor skills in addition to, what's this? T, A, P, T, A, P. Have a go. T, A, P, T, A, P, T, A, P makes tap. Jonathan, your turn. What's this word? You have a go. See if you can sound out. P, I, N. If that blending is still difficult, we're going to have to encourage him to sound out 2 or 3 times, or that the adult sounds out with him. P, I, N, P, I, N, P, I, N. Or reveal the picture, P, I, N, as he's going. It is really common that in year 1 right now you have insufficient, some alphabet knowledge, insufficiently developed blending ability, and if we can still work those precursors as well as some CVC words that are forcing the blending practice and the multiple verbalization of those sounds and the adult support to that. Over time, we want to drop these precursors and move purely into the word level activities. But if students are really low, you're just going to have to keep working on those precursors. And a defining characteristic of dyslexia is that difficulty with phonological processing. So you're going, I know it's tough, but little bit often, 3, 4 of those sounding out cards multiple times in the day. Now, in terms of students that are unable to spell, I want to direct you to page 9 in this booklet, because what are the skills that drive spelling? Segmentation. So, sound out cap, k, a, p, or some students might say k, a, d, k, a, t, where they can't get to that end sound, or k, cap. Are they able to say the first sound, but then what year 1 teachers will often say it's the medial sound and the end sound that is still difficult. So we need to keep working this, or present this screen and work out, is it situation A or situation B? The other skill that's required, write me a T, write me a P, write me an A. Can you recall and form those letters? These sub-tests will give you an idea of where are the holes and what do I need to try and plug early and develop early in year 1 so that I can get onto those CVC words. Now, if students are weak at spelling and the formation, the recall and the formation is tough, this is an ideal task. Spell the word tap. So let's all sound out t-a-p, t-a-p, t-a-p. You sound it out, you sound it out, you sound it out. Now find the t, find the a, find the p, t-a-p. Now let's put it back. Now let's sound out the word sit. S-it, s-it, s-it. You sound out, you sound out, you sound out. Sound it out all together. Now put a s, an I and a t. Really useful early spelling. I empathise with how tough it is. The other suggestion I will finally make is in the pre and early literacy screening tools, there is a page 88 and page 89. The top of page 88 looks at, I actually want students to read and spell CVC words. The middle section here says, present the following down here if students are experiencing difficulties. If they are having difficulties reading and spelling CVC words right now in year 1, because they should be moving through these, then we need to present the following to work out where are your gaps. Because blending difficulties will slow down reading, segmentation difficulties will slow down spelling, and alphabet, sound, recall and formation will slow down both. But predominantly it is the phonemic awareness, blending and segmenting that probably needs to be incorporated further early in the year. A really nice tracking process. Keep the questions running. If you need more information, I'd highly recommend the online courses. See you next week for the next Facebook Live.